Hello again. I am back home and have everything set up here so I can start doing videos again. It's good to be back. Good to be back where I grew up, where I'm from. So, hopefully moving forward won't have any prolonged periods of being dormant. All my stuff packed up and moving all over the place. Hopefully I'll settle down for a while and no more of that. Now, going forward, I picked up a few various samples over the past couple of months, just some things that I've been trying out, and the one line that started to intrigue me a little bit more lately is the Byredo line. It doesn't get a whole lot of press on YouTube, Facebook, bass notes, aside of a few things here and there. I know a lot of people like Pulp. It's been a little bit of love for Oud and Montale too. Both of them are very good. But there's some others from the line that I think are pretty good, good and bad, that I wanted to highlight a little bit here. So I've got a bunch here that I've accumulated that one or two of which I haven't actually worn. A couple of them I have, so I wanted to give some impressions of them and maybe open a couple of your eyes to some juice that you may not have heard of and may not have thought to try it. So let's go down the line. The first one that we're going to go into, I'm going to save you for last because you're the best, is, let's go with this one. It's Accord Oud. It's their other oud, so to speak. I've worn this a few times, and this one I do know a bit more. Now, let me tell you this about Accord Oud. If you're looking for an oud fragrance, this is probably not what you're looking for. I know that seems counterintuitive. Its name is Accord Oud. It's very poorly named. It is, because there is, as the name would imply, Accord Oud. There's not actual oud in it. Supposedly, it's a mashup of notes that produce a scent that's similar to oud, or one of the dominant auras that you get from it is oud. That's not really the case. But if you go into it with an open mind and put aside the oud, put aside the name, this is actually a really nice scent. It is a boozy, blackberry, not a whole lot of woods. It is a kind of a dark rum mixed with blackberries. So if you took a blackberry and dropped it in, soaked it in rum for a while, that's really what this comes out to. I personally like it quite a bit. I think it works great in the fall. Pretty good in the winter as well. It's a little bit on the lighter side. This is the only thing I'm not a terribly big fan of with it. Could be a little bit stronger. But overall, I think it is very good. Worth looking at if this kind of scent is one that you like. Again, ignore the name. And yeah, definitely look into it. Accord Oud. I would definitely be open to hosting a split of that. So that's number one. Second one up is actually, I believe, a temporarily discontinued one. It's Rose Noir. This one, it's kind of come and go. It was there, then it wasn't, then it's back. I don't know what the status of this is. Now, as the name would imply, Rose Noir, it would be black rose. I don't get a lot of black from this. Rose, yes, that's certainly there. But black? I don't. Nothing that would imply a dark feel, a dark scent. This is much brighter, actually. This would really be more in line with a daytime wear kind of thing. There's a lot of fruitiness in this, along with a couple of other florals. You do get a nice dose of the rose in there. It's nice. But there's some kind of citrusy fruit. Not an orange, but almost like a grapefruit maybe. Some kind of clementine or tangerine or something like that. I haven't looked at the notes for this in a long time. But again, another one that the name is probably not doing it justice. I'm not as big of a fan of this. I would think that this would skew a little bit more to the feminine side. Certainly something a man could pull off, but it's not the kind of rose that I like. I'm not a big fan of the fruity roses. So this one did disappoint me a little bit. I was looking forward to it, but I wasn't as big of a fan of it. I have worn it in the past once or twice, and I really had forgotten about it and refound it. Not as good. Let's move along. This coming up is one I tried to split about 8 months, a year ago. Didn't go anywhere, because this one is really weird. 7 Veils, the carrot one. Oh gosh. The orange juice. You can actually see on the little strip when I sprayed it out, a little orange puddle on there. This is really interesting stuff, and that's a lot of what I've come to see with this Byredo line, is that it's just very different, a lot of them. Not all, but a bunch of them are, and they do a good job of taking some notes and just putting their own spin on it, not going down the conventional route that a lot of other houses have done. 7 Veils is a primarily carrot seed, vanilla patchouli scent. But the main note here really is carrot seed. As I had said in the video when I tried to split it, it's a wearable carrot. Wearable carrot. I don't know where I'm going there. Very good. It's worth trying if you've never given it a try. I would again be open to hosting a split for it if there was enough interest. I doubt there would be. But this really is, if nothing else, very interesting. And you'll hear my thoughts are exactly the same of another Byredo that I have coming up in a minute. Next one here is one that I actually have not tried. I don't think. If I have, I don't remember it whatsoever. This is Gypsy Water. Alrighty. Give you a spray. This is much lighter. Really? That's all it is? I gotta admit, that's kind of disappointing. This is the only one out of the lot here that I really had no remembrance of what it smelled like, and it's a little bit disappointing. This is definitely a warm weather scent, not for this time of year. Some light fruit citruses, a little bit of greenness, almost like a pine note. This reminds me a lot of Granville from the Dior private collection line. Privé, whatever they pronounce it as. Reminds me a lot of that. And seems fairly light, a little airy. Not bad, but I was expecting a little bit more out of this. I don't know, I guess if you're a fan of Granville, if you're a fan of piney citrus scents, worth checking out. Not terribly unique to my nose. Not bad, but not really something I would go out of the way to find. Alright, the last Byredo we have here, I saved this for the last one. Some of you who have encountered the Byredo line may have a sense of what I'm about to show you. This is by far the most unique one from the line, and really one of the most unique juices I've smelled anywhere from any house. This is not the best that I've ever smelled, but this is different. Really, really different. This is Mink. It is supposedly a scent that is based off of the scent evoked from a block of solid ink, as in the ink you use to write. I guess before it's sort of liquefied, it comes in a block, and that is what this scent is based off. Now, I've worn this a couple of times, and once or twice, let me tell you, the opening to this is rather harsh. I've read some reviews on it that it smells like cat piss. That's not entirely true. I wouldn't go that far. But it is definitely different. Comes off as a smoldering... gosh. Kind of it really does smell like ink. It does. It's really the best way to describe it. It smells like a smoldering ink. If you think of the way that... what's the best way I can do it? Tom Ford's Japon Noir has an inky quality to it. I'm certainly not saying that these two are the same. But if you take that kind of inky quality to it, add smoke, add maybe some really, really animalistic notes, that's what this comes to. It's smoldering ink. Now, don't get confused by the name. It's Mink, as in mink, the animal fur. It does not smell like that. While I do say that this has some animalistic quality to it, it does not smell like an animal, literally. If you can get past the opening on this, which can be a little bit harsh, this actually turns into a really good scent. This is one that there's a little bit of a tad of sweetness from honey that comes out. Very little, but it's noticeable. Whew. This is very good. This one would top the list of just try it for no other reason than just to try it, just to say you have, because this really is so different from most everything else that's on the market, and is worthy of a sample. So I would be more than happy to host a split of this. Hopefully there would be enough interest. Yeah, that is very good. I'm a fan of it. I also like weird things, but give it a shot. Now, that's all I have from Byredo. I figure I may as well, while I have it out, I'll throw my 2 cents in on this one that got really popular right at the end of the summer before I moved. This is from Montale. This is Intense Cafe. Why the hell not? Give it a spray here. Now, when I first was reading about this before I tried it, I had heard some people claim that this was very similar to Noir de Noir from Tom Ford, one of my favorites, and piqued my interest. And I've been very interested in finding a very good coffee and rose scent, because the ones that I've tried, Cafe Rose, John Byredos' Rock Volume 1, don't really do the combination very well. They're good in their own right, but they generally hit the rose and they don't hit the coffee. The coffee really is not there in both of those. So with this, it kind of did pique my interest. And I know that there was a lot of hype in this when this came out. It's okay. It's good. It's a little bit, it kind of has that, I'm sure most of the people watching this either have already read a review on this or may have tried it. it does have that kind of Montale syntheticness to it, for lack of a better term. Sometimes they do a really good job of using very natural smelling ingredients. Certainly most companies do use synthetics, but some do a better job of masking their fakeness than others. This one does come off just a little bit too fake for my nose and for my tastes. It's good. You do get a pretty good dose of coffee in here. There's a different kind of rose. It's almost like a sugary sweet one. I think that's what my main thing that I haven't liked about this one is that it's a little bit too sugary sweet. So it's good. I wouldn't give it the rave reviews that some others have, but you know, to each their own. Everybody has their own views. There is one version of something similar to this that I've wanted to try but have not. It's from the House of Mancera. It's the Oud Cafe. I've heard very good things about it. I hope that it's another good coffee and rose scent. Who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll give it a shot. So that's that. I have my little book here of stuff I wanted to get to split. I had posted that video last week asking you what you guys wanted me to do, and there were some really good suggestions. We got the 2 out that we did. Those bottles are on their way. And there are some more I do want to get to. Opus 6, real good juice, and Opus 5 from Amouage, both very good. The Atelier Metal Collection, the Silver Iris and Gold Leather, both very good. Someone had suggested Gold Leather in the last video. A very, very good choice. Santal 33 from Le Labo. Chergui. Could probably fill like 6 bottles of that right away. Honor Man from Amouage. I tried that and didn't go anywhere, but I'll give it another try. It's real good. Great pepper scent, good for this time of year. And I had brought this up when I moved to LA, and now that I'm back, we'll do it again. There's a house based right here down the street from me in Boston. It's by a guy named Neil Morris that makes some really good juice at really good prices, and the ones that I've tried are excellent. So I would like to, there's a few reviews floating around of some of his stuff on YouTube. I would strongly encourage you to go look for them and go to his website. I believe it's neilmorrisfragrances.com. Take a look. There's a few in there that sound excellent. The 2 that pique my interest the most are Burnt Amber and Midnight Tryst. Great names. So we might try and get to those as well. Other than that, if you have any more ideas of things that you would like to see done, let me know. It's good to be back. Hopefully you'll be able to start doing these a little bit more often and not have to be away for a longer period of time. And we'll go from there. All right? Talk to you guys soon.